They say the real test of a marriage is not the husband or the wife. It's the mother-in-law. Stella had spent her whole life being the most powerful woman in every room until her son married a woman who couldn't be controlled. What followed was a silent war of manipulation, pride, and unbreakable boundaries. This is the story of a wicked mother-in-law who finally met her match. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this story with your popcorn. A story by African Herbog Tales. Stella stood in front of the full-length mirror in her bedroom, adjusting the gold necklace that rested perfectly against her collarbone. At 52, she was still stunning, curves that defied gravity, skin that glowed like polished mahogany, and a face that made younger women whisper enviously at parties. She knew her power, and she wielded it like a scepter. "Chidi," she called out to her son, her voice carrying the particular tone of a woman accustomed to being obeyed. "Come here," she said, and instantly, her son appeared in the doorway, 30 years old and weary in a way that had nothing to do with his job at the bank. "Yes, Mama. I've been speaking with Mrs. Okonkwo. Her daughter Ngozi just returned from London, studied law at Oxford. Beautiful girl, takes after her mother. She would be perfect for you." Stella smiled, the kind of smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "I've arranged dinner for next week." Chidi sighed. "Mama, I've told you. I'm already seeing someone." The smile vanished. "That girl. The one you brought here last month." Stella's laugh was sharp. "Chidi, my darling, you are my son. Look at me. Look at what you come from. Your father, God rest his soul, married me because I was the most beautiful woman in 3 states. You will not, settle for ordinary. Her name is Amara, and I love her." "Love?" Stella waved her hand dismissively, her bangles clinking. "Love is what poor people use to excuse bad decisions. You will meet Ngozi, or you will find yourself without access to your father's properties. I control the estate, remember." 3 months later, despite every manipulation Stella could muster, Chidi married Amara in a small ceremony. Stella attended wearing black, as if it was a funeral, and to her, it was a funeral. Amara was not ugly, far from it, but she was what Stella called ordinary. Average height, average build, with kind eyes and a quiet demeanor that Stella immediately interpreted as weakness. She was a nurse, working long shifts at the public hospital. She had no family money, no family name, no connections, no Oxford degree. Perfect, Stella thought. Perfect for molding, for controlling, for putting her in her place. The trouble began immediately after the wedding. "Amara, dear," Stella said on the first Sunday dinner, her voice dripping with false sweetness. "I hope you know that in our family, the women cook a proper meal every Sunday for the whole family. Chidi is used to having jollof rice, egusi soup, pounded yam, a full spread. I trust you can manage that." Amara looked up from her plate, her expression pleasant. "Actually, Ma, Chidi and I agreed we'd rotate cooking duties. He's making dinner next Sunday, he makes an excellent pasta. So for now, no more cooking for large family. I only cook for my husband, and he will do the same also." Stella's fork froze midair. "Pasta? My son does not cook pasta. Men in this family do not cook at all. I certainly never made my husband cook." "That's lovely for you, Ma," Amara replied, still smiling. "But this is our marriage, not yours. Would you like some more water?" The first shot had been fired. Stella escalated. She began showing up unannounced at their apartment, criticizing everything from the curtains, too cheap-looking, to Amara's work schedule, what kind of wife is never home, to their decision to wait before having children. "You're making my son look like less of a man." One Saturday morning, Stella used her spare key to let herself in at 7 a.m., marching into their bedroom. "This place is a disaster. Amara, get up. A proper wife keeps a clean home." Amara sat up slowly, looked at her mother-in-law, then at her husband who was pretending to still be asleep. She picked up her phone, pressed a few buttons, and held it up. "Ma, I'm recording this. You just entered our home without permission. That's illegal. I'm a witness, this phone is a witness, and if you don't leave right now, I'll have the recording sent to our family lawyer before breakfast." Stella sputtered. You wouldn't dare. I'm your husband's mother." "Which husband's mother?" Amara asked. "More so, this is our home. You have 10 seconds before I call the police on you for trespassing." 1, 2. Stella left, her heels clicking furiously against the tire. But she wasn't finished. She began spreading rumors at church, whispers that Amara was controlling Chidi, that she was disrespectful, that she was probably only after the family money. She organized family gatherings and deliberately excluded Amara from the planning, then criticized her for not contributing. She bought expensive gifts for Chidi and made a show of saying, "This is just for you, my son. I didn't get anything for, what's her name?" Amara's response was surgical. "First, I am not your child, so I expect nothing from you. Secondly, I can't even accept a gift from someone like you." Sunday dinners moved to their house. Everyone came prepared to eat, but to their surprise, no food was made. No preparation at all. They all left angrily. Stella got so angry and tried to control their finances through the family estate so Chidi wouldn't have access to money. But Amara quietly helped Chidi document every threat, every attempt at manipulation. They met with the family lawyer, an old friend of Chidi's father, who was horrified at Stella's abuse of her position as estate executor. Amara killed with kindness in public. At every family event, she was gracious, helpful, and unfailingly polite. When Stella made cutting remarks, Amara would smile and say, "Ma, I know you're trying to help. Thank you for caring so much," which made Stella look cruel when she continued. The turning point came at a large family gathering, Chidi's cousin's wedding. Stella, resplendent in gold silk that showcased her famous figure, was holding court with a group of relatives. "You know," she said loudly, ensuring Amara could hear, "some women trap men with fake pregnancy or witchcraft. My poor Chidi never had a chance." Amara walked over calmly, wearing a beautifully designed crystal gold and blue dress, her frontal hair pulled back perfectly. "Ma," she said clearly, "I understand you're disappointed that Chidi didn't choose someone you approved of. That must be difficult, realizing you don't control your adult son's life anymore. But speaking ill of me won't change the fact that he chose me, and he keeps choosing me every single day. Perhaps instead of fighting that, you could try being happy that your son found someone who loves him for who he is, not for his mother's looks or his father's money." She paused. "And yes, I know you're jealous of my looks too, but you never see anything." Then she added gently, "Also, Ma, everyone here knows about the time you tried to have your husband fire his own brother from the family company because he didn't vote your way. So maybe we should all agree manipulation runs in the family, and I'm simply better at it than you expected." The group went silent. Stella's face shifted through several colors before settling on purple. "How dare you?" "No, Ma," Amara said calmly. "How dare you?" She laid out her boundaries, keys returned, rumors stopped, financial threats ended, respect enforced. The reception went completely quiet. Stella looked around, then at her son standing beside his wife. For the first time in decades, Stella had no response. In the weeks that followed, Stella tested the boundaries, but Amara meant every word. Locks were changed. Pastor Obi intervened. Chidi walked out when needed. Slowly, grudgingly, Stella began to change. She never apologized, but one Sunday, 6 months later, she brought over a pot of egusi soup. "I made too much," Stella said stiffly. "Thank you, Ma," Amara replied warmly. "Would you like to stay for lunch?" Stella hesitated, then nodded. As they sat together, Chidi, Amara, and Stella, it wasn't warm. But it was respectful. Later that night, Chidi said, "I chose the strongest woman I know." And even Stella, in her heart of hearts, had to respect that. Because for the first time in her life, Stella realized she had met a woman who could not be intimidated, bought, or bent. She had not lost her son. She had gained a daughter she could never control. Thank you so much to all my lovely and beautiful subscribers and my returning viewers. I so much appreciate your love and support. Your likes, your encouragement, and your comments keeps this channel growing. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications because you don't want to miss the next story. God bless you all. I love you all.